Hello. Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So, I welcome you all to the part two of transportation in animals and plants. So, in the last video, we have learned about the transportation कि हमारे body में बहुत सारे substances को transport करने की जरूरत है. Like, for example, water, food, oxygen, as well as waste. And this transportation is done by blood. We have also learned about the different types of blood vessels that are arteries, veins, and capillaries. And lastly, we have learned about the schematic diagram of circulation. Today, we are going to learn about our heart. And we will be also learning about excretion. So let's get started. Heart. So we all know that heart is an organ which is beating continuously and it acts like a pump for the transport of blood, which carries the other substance with it. Okay, so our heart is acting like a pump. जैसे हमारे घरों में एक पंप होता है, मोटर पंप, जिनका काम होता है to supply the water to different levels, to different floors of a house, right? Similarly, हमारे body में heart act करता है like a pump. So it is going to pump the blood to all the body parts. And blood is ultimately going to transport all the substances or carry all the substances with it. Now, you all have to imagine a pump working for years without stopping. Now, that is practically impossible. You all must have observed that jitne bhi pumps hote hain, after certain years, they stop working and we have to replace them. But our heart works like a pump non-stop. So now let's learn about our heart. Where is our heart located? Our heart is located just at the center of our chest. Okay, it is located in the chest cavity. Now, its lower tip is slightly tilted towards the left. हार्ट का जो लोअर टिप होता है वो थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट की तरफ टिल्टेड है, जिसके वजह से हमें लगता है कि हमारा हार्ट लेफ्ट में है, हमारे चेस्ट के लेफ्ट में है, क्योंकि हमें वहां पे हार्ट बीट ज्यादा सुनाई दे रहा है. But it is just because the lower tip of our heart is slightly tilted towards the left. But our heart is present exactly at the center of our chest. Now hold your finger inward. When we hold our finger inward into a palm, it makes a fist. Okay, एक मुट्ठी बनता है. And the heart size is just of our fist. Okay, so our heart is roughly the size of our fist. So what will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other inside the heart? What will happen in such a situation? Now, this is not a good scenario. Blood should not mix. A carbon dioxide rich blood and oxygen rich blood should not mix inside a body. Okay, so in order to avoid this from happening, our heart is going to have 4 chambers. That's very important. Okay, our heart is having how many chambers? 4 chambers. Let's make a note of this. And let's look at the diagram as well to understand this. Okay, so this is the diagram of a heart. So our heart is having 4 chambers. Let's mark 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now these first 2 chambers that are situated on the upper side are called as atrium. Okay, जो chambers heart के ऊपर की तरफ present है, they are called as atrium. And the chambers that are present at the bottom, okay, the below 2 chambers, they are called as ventricles. Okay, so upper chambers are called as atrium, lower chambers are called as ventricle. Now the chamber, upper chamber present on our right hand side will be called as right atrium, and the upper chamber present on the left hand side will be called as left atrium. Similarly, the ventricle, okay, the lower chamber present on the right hand side will be called as right ventricle, and the lower chamber present on the left hand side will be called as left ventricle. So these are the 4 chambers that are present in our heart. Now, all these 4 chambers, they are separated from each other by a partition. Okay, so there's a partition. You can see these muscles. So these muscles make sure that these chambers are separated from each other. Okay. So you can observe over here, there is a pulmonary vein. Remember, it carries the oxygenated blood towards the heart. So it is going to bring the oxygenated blood towards the heart. Oxygenated blood means the blood rich in oxygen. Okay. And such kind of blood is represented by red color. Okay. So which kind of blood it is? It is oxygen rich blood. Okay. Now, this chamber is going to pump the blood to all the parts of the body. Now, the blood, which is rich in carbon dioxide, is brought back to the heart and it enters to the side, the right side of the heart. And this is represented by blue color. Okay, so this is carbon dioxide rich blood. Okay, so you can observe over here the oxygen rich blood and the carbon dioxide rich blood, they are not mixing with each other. Okay, they both are separated. Both the types of blood are separated by the help of partition. So let us quickly revise the functioning of our heart. So the pulmonary vein will carry the blood, oxygen rich blood, towards the left side of our heart. Okay. And this oxygen has to be supplied to all the parts of the body. हमारे हर एक पार्ट को ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. तो ये लेफ्ट साइड जो है हार्ट का वो पंप करता है ब्लड थ्रू द आर्टरी एंड ये आर्टरी हमारे पूरे बॉडी में ऑक्सीजन सप्लाई करता है. Remember what happens next? These arteries, they break down into capillaries, supplies oxygen. Now carbon dioxide is generated. Again, the capillaries will collect the carbon dioxide and form a vein. Okay, and ये vein वापस से हमारे heart को enter करता है, and that vein is called as vena cava. Okay, so vena cava is carrying the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide, and it will enter which side of our heart? It is going to enter the right side of the heart. Okay, अब ये जो carbon dioxide rich blood हमारे right side of the heart में पहुंचा है, carbon dioxide हमारे body में जरूरत नहीं है इसकी, it is a waste. So again, right side of the heart will pump the blood towards the lungs. Okay, and ये blood vessel को कहते हैं pulmonary artery. Okay, pulmonary artery lungs में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिच ब्लड लेके जाते हैं और हम फिर एक्सहेल करके कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हमारे बॉडी से रिमूव करते हैं. सो दिस इज हाउ द हार्ट वर्क्स. Now Paheli is having some interesting questions. Paheli wonders which side of the heart will have oxygen rich blood and which side will have carbon dioxide rich blood. So we have already discussed in the diagram. So the heart, so the side which is having oxygen rich blood is the left side. Okay, and the right side will have carbon dioxide rich blood. So now let's move on. Okay, so now let's talk about heartbeat. So the walls of the chambers of the heart, they are made up of muscles. Hamara jo heart, it is totally made up of muscles. Har ek chambers, they are made up of muscles. So these muscles, they keep on contracting and relaxing in our rhythm in relaxation and contraction of these muscles. So this rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation forms or constitute a heartbeat. एक contraction or एक relaxation will form a heartbeat. Okay. Now remember that heartbeats continue every moment of our life. Till the point we are alive, our heart is going to beat. If you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. So the doctor feels your heartbeat with the help of an instrument. Now, what is that instrument called? You all must have observed whenever you see a picture of a doctor, whenever you see a doctor, they're having an instrument around their neck, right? So that is called as stethoscope. Okay, so this is the instrument which is used by the doctor to hear the heartbeat of a patient. So the doctor uses the stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heartbeat, to increase the sound of the heartbeat. Now, what does a stethoscope consist of? So a stethoscope consists of a chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm. Okay, so this is the chest piece. So chest piece, jaisa naam keh raha hai, it is going to be kept on the chest, okay, to hear the sound of the heart. Then two earpieces, we are having two ears. So हर एक पीस हमारे दोनों ईयर्स में लगेगा ताकि हम सुन पाए हार्ट का बीट. And there is a tube that joins these two things. Okay, the chest piece and the earpiece, they are connected with the help of tube. So doctors can get clues about the condition of your heart by listening through the stethoscope. Now we are going to construct a model of a stethoscope with the materials that are available around us. So let's perform activity 7.2, where we are going to learn how we can prepare our own stethoscope at our home. Activity 7.2. So in this activity, we are going to require a funnel. We are going to require some rubber tubes. We are going to require some rubber band. Okay, and we can even use a balloon. So we have to take a small funnel, which is around 6 to 7 centimeter in diameter. Now we have to fix a rubber tube around 50 centimeter long on the stem of the funnel. Okay, ये जो funnel होता है, इसका जो ये वाला पार्ट है, लॉन्ग elongated पार्ट, इसको हम स्टेम कहते हैं. ओके, सो वी आर गोइंग टू अटैच अ ट्यूब around 50 centimeter. This is the tube, rubber tube at the stem of the funnel. Now we have to stretch a rubber sheet or a balloon on the mouth of the funnel. Okay, और ये जो funnel का mouth है उसके ऊपर एक balloon या rubber sheet fix कर देना है. And we have to make sure ये rubber sheet या balloon निकले नहीं. So we can fix this whole setup by using some rubber bands. So put the open end of the tube on one of your ears. ये जो tube का दूसरा end है, इसे हमें अपने कान के पास रखना है, and we have to hear the heartbeat. So we have kept the end of a tube at our ears, near our ear, and जो funnel वाला part है at our chest. Okay, now we have to listen to our heartbeat carefully. Do you hear a regular thumping sound, a regular beating sound? So the sound is that of a heartbeat. Now, how many times does a heart beat in a minute? So it is usually 72 times when a person is at rest. So count again after running for 4 to 5 minutes. Now here, the heartbeat will increase. So you have to compare your observations. So you can record your own pulse rate as well as heartbeat, as well as you can record the same thing for your friends. And you can list it down in the table 7.2. Now, do you find any relationship between the heartbeat and the pulse rate? So there is a relationship between a heartbeat and the pulse rate. Each heartbeat, एक heartbeat एक pulse generate करता है in the arteries. So the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. जब हम pulse count कर रहे हैं, we are actually counting the rate of heartbeat. So the rhythmic beating of the various chambers of a heart maintain the circulation of the blood and transport the substances to different parts of the body. So हमारा जो different chambers है heart का, वो एक rhythm में beat करता है. And because of this, our heart assures कि हमारा blood हमारे body में properly circulate हो रहा है, सारे substances properly transport हो रहे हैं to the different parts of the body. Now, Bhujo is wondering if sponges and hydra, these are some of the animals which lives in the water, they also have blood? So animals such as sponges and hydra, they do not possess any circulatory system. They do not have any circulatory system. So the water in which they are living, the water will bring in the food and oxygen inside the body. And the same water will collect the waste material and carbon dioxide out of the body. So these animals, they do not need any circulatory fluid like blood. Now let's learn about excretion in animals. So recall how carbon dioxide is removed as a waste from the body through lungs during exhalation. जब भी हम exhale करते हैं, carbon dioxide हमारे body से remove होता है, and it is one of the waste generated in a body. Also recall that undigested food is removed during egestion. Okay, जब हमारा undigested food हमारे digestive system से remove होता है through anus, and that process is called as egestion. It is one of the process by which waste is removed by a body. Let us now find out how the other waste are removed from the body. You may wonder where these unwanted materials come from. So let us understand ये unwanted materials, ये waste हमारी body में आ कहाँ से रहा है. So when our cells perform their functions, certain waste products are released, and ये जो waste products हैं, they are toxic. Toxic means they are poisonous. Hence, they need to be removed from the body. अगर ये toxic substances हमारे body में accumulate होते रहे, so we can even die. Okay, so they are toxic and they have to be removed from a body. So this process of removal of waste that is produced in the cells of a living organism is called as excretion. ये जो process है by which we are removing these wastes that are produced in the cells of a living organism is called as excretion. And जितने भी organs involved हैं in the process of excretions forms the excretory system. So now we will be talking about the excretory system in humans. So the waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body. हमारा blood जितना भी waste carry कर रहा है ये हमारे blood से remove होना चाहिए. And how this is done? So there is a mechanism to filter the blood which is required. Okay, हमारे blood से waste remove करने का एक mechanism है. And ये एक organ perform करता है. So this is done by the blood capillaries in kidneys. Okay, so the kidneys are the organ involved in excretion. Okay, so हमारे blood capillaries में जितने भी waste हैं, they are filtered in the kidneys. When the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains both useful as well as harmful substances. Now, these useful substances, they are absorbed back by our body. But the harmful substances, the waste, they are removed from a body as urine. Okay, let's learn about it. So the useful substances are absorbed back into the blood and the waste dissolved in water are removed as urine. Now, from the kidney, the urine goes to the urinary bladder. Okay, urinary bladder एक bag-like structure है जो urine को store करके रखता है. And kidney से urinary bladder तक कैसे पहुंच रहा है urine? Through some tube-like structure. There are two tubes-like structure which is called as ureters. So urine is stored in the bladder and it is passed out through the urinary opening at the end of a muscular tube called urethra. And urethra के through ये हमारे body से बाहर निकलता है. Okay, so now we will be looking at the diagram and we will understand the different parts of our excretory system. So this is the diagram of our human excretory system. So these are the pairs of kidney. Okay, there are two kidneys in our body. You all can observe that one kidney is slightly lower than the other kidney. Okay, usually हमारा जो right kidney hai, it is slightly lower than the left kidney. It is because a liver is present just above it. Okay, so in order to accumulate the liver, it is slightly lower. So it is going to filter out the blood and generate urine. This urine is then collected and it comes through the ureter. Okay, this is the ureter, which is a tube-like structure, and it is collected in the urinary bladder. Okay, ये जो bag-like structure है, this is the urinary bladder. And whenever we will have that urge to pass on the urine, it is removed out from a body from this muscular structure, which is called as urethra. Okay, so these are the basic components of our excretory system, which includes kidneys, pair of ureter, urinary bladder, and urethra. So an adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liter of urine in 24 hours. And what does this urine consist of? It is consisting of 95% of water, 2.5% of urea, and 2.5% of other waste products. Okay, usually major component water ka hi hota hai. You all must have experienced that we sweat on a hot summer day. The sweat, it consists of water and salts. So Bujo has seen that sometimes in summer, white patches are formed on a clothes, especially in the areas like underarms, because that area sweats a lot. Okay, we are sweating a lot from our underarms. And you must have observed whenever we are wearing white clothes, it forms some yellow patches. Okay, it is because of these salt which are left behind in our, so the marks are left by the salts that are present in the sweat. Okay, so this is the reason for that yellow patch. So does sweat serves any other function? So yes, sweat has a very important function, that is it helps in cooling down a body. It helps to regulate the temperature. So we know that water kept in an earthen pot, that is matka, is a cooler. This is because the water evaporates from these pores of the pot, which causes cooling. Okay, you all must have observed that whenever we put the water in the earthen pot, it stays cool, right? It is because these earthen pots have very small pores. इन small pores से water बाहर evaporate करता है. And इसके वजह से the water inside this earthen pot remains cool. Okay, similarly, हमारे body से भी जब भी sweat remove होता है, it cools down a body. Now, Paheli wants to know whether other animals also urinate. So your answer is yes. All other organisms also urinate. The ways in which waste chemicals are removed from the body of the animals depends on the availability of water. So aquatic animals like fishes excrete the cell waste as ammonia, which directly dissolves in water. Now, there are some land animals like birds, lizards, snakes. They excrete a semi-solid white-colored compound, which is uric acid. The major excretory product in human is urea. Okay, so different animals, they excrete out different types of excretory products. Now, there are situations where person's kidney may stop working due to infection or due to injury. And as a result of the kidney failure, waste product starts accumulating in the blood. Now imagine a life without kidney. So what will happen? Our blood will keep on accumulating waste. So such person cannot survive until their blood is filtered periodically through the artificial kidney. So this process in which the blood is being filtered out, the waste is removed from the blood artificially. Okay, this is called as dialysis. So artificial kidney एक टाइप ऑफ मशीन है जिसके वजह से ब्लड को फिल्टर आउट किया जाता है ताकि ब्लड से सारे वेस्ट निकल जाए. ओके, एंड इस प्रोसेस को डायलाइसिस कहते हैं. Another interesting thing is a organism can survive with one kidney. Okay, but in the case both of the kidney fails, then the person has to opt for dialysis. Now, in the next video, we will be learning about the transportation of substances in plants. Till then, everyone, do take care and stay tuned. Bye-bye.